Hey everyone, welcome to Pal Theory, where we talk about everything Batman, from the movies to the comics to the video games. Welcome to this video, and today I'm going to be talking about Gotham Knights, but I just have to get something off of my chest. First of all, let me say, and this is going to be sort of a rant, but let me just first off say that I'm really excited for this Gotham Knights video game. I plan on pre-ordering it right as it's available, right when we know we can buy it. I plan on getting the PlayStation 5 as soon as that is available. So I think this is going to be a great game, and I'm really excited about it. But I just have to get something off my chest. It makes no sense that this game isn't set in the Arkhamverse, the same universe as Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to go over those reasons right now. And I've tried to organize my thoughts as well as I can. First off, its timeline perfectly follows the ending of Arkham Knight. We know at the ending of Arkham Knight, Batman or Bruce Wayne fakes his own death by an explosion in Wayne Manor, and everyone thinks that the Batman is dead. Well, the trailer for Gotham Knights starts off with a pre-recorded message to Jason Todd of Batman saying, "Hey, I'm dead. People think I'm dead." So why couldn't they just follow off on that? It's like the ending of Arkham Knight perfectly set up the sequel, and then the studio decided, no, let's take it another direction for no reason at all. And on top of Bruce Wayne dying, or at least faking his death, similarity between these two, Arkham Knight and this trailer, is that at the beginning of Gotham Knight's trailer, the news said it was by an explosion. And that's how Bruce Wayne faked his own death in Arkham Knight. So, in both cases, it was an explosion that supposedly killed Batman. So, why even make that similarity if you're not going to make it in the same universe? It's almost like they were planning on making this part of the Arkhamverse, and then once the game was actually made, they decided, all right, let's not make it part of the Arkhamverse. Why does that make sense? Something else besides that, which I found really interesting, is in Bruce Wayne's message to Jason Todd on the phone that was pre-recorded. He mentions,
"This message was automatically triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained."
This message was triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained. What does that even mean? Supposedly, in this trailer, Bruce Wayne was killed by an explosion. But if you're telling me that beforehand he had destroyed the cave and everything it contained, it means that he knew that the explosion was already coming. He knew that he had to destroy all evidence in the first place. So how does that make sense? Because in Arkham Knight, when Batman fakes his own death, it was a pre-planned event. It was called the Nightfall Protocol. So Batman knew exactly what he needed to destroy. So it's all just connecting, and I don't get it. Another thing, which isn't a huge piece of evidence, but I thought it was interesting, in this Gotham Knights game, Jason Todd, aka Red Hood, is once again a good guy. I mean, maybe he's an anti-hero, but he's a good guy again. In Arkham Knight, he was a bad guy, but at the very end, he kind of changes his ways, and including he saves Batman's life. So they've already converted Jason Todd from a bad guy to now a good anti-hero. So it makes sense that he would go into being a hero in Gotham Knights. The only reason I could see why someone would argue that this isn't set in the Arkhamverse is because Oracle is not paralyzed in it. But come on, that's not it. I've seen Jason Todd be brought back to life after being dead for quite a bit of time. You're telling me that Oracle can't have some sort of surgery or treatment that heals her back? I mean, for goodness sake, you could have, when Bruce Wayne supposedly dies, in his will, he left a huge amount of money to go towards Oracle's recovery, So I could see that being an argument, but to me, it just doesn't make sense. Another reason why Gotham Knights should be in the same universe as the Arkhamverse is because the Court of Owls storyline. It perfectly makes sense for Batman to fake his own death so that he can investigate the Court of Owls. because they're so secretive and so hard to get behind. Now, Warner Brothers Montreal, which made Arkham Origins, made a reference to the Court of Owls in their Arkham Origins.
Beware, or they will send
a talon for your head.
In Arkham Knight, I think I discovered an Easter egg that I haven't found anywhere else on the internet that has to do with the Court of Owls. As you're flying around the city and you can hear random thugs dialogue, one of the dialogue by the thugs, out of nowhere, he just says, "Do you guys ever feel like you're just a pawn in someone's sick giant game, that someone else is pulling the strings behind the scenes?" That's literally talking about the Court of Owls, staging everything that's going on. And so, why is Rocksteady and Warner Bros. Montreal teasing the Court of Owls for 4 games, and then when they finally make a game about the Court of Owls, it's not in the same universe? You feel me? Do you guys see what I'm saying here? Okay, and then on top of this, I already mentioned this kind of, but the Gotham Knights game is made by Warner Bros. Games Montreal. They're the same ones that made Arkham Origins. And the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that comes out in 22 is part of the Arkhamverse. And that's made by Rocksteady. So you're telling me that Rocksteady and Warner Brothers Montreal makes a 5-game series part of an Arkhamverse, and then that same studio, Warner Brothers Montreal, just decides to take one game out of the universe and just write their own story for one game. That doesn't make any sense. It's not like for this game, DC licensed some random third-party studio to create this game because they had a cool storyline for it. No, they used the same studio who made Arkham Origins. So, I don't know, guys. I think it should be in the same universe because Arkham Knight perfectly sets up this game. And this last part that I want to talk about, this doesn't really have to do with my rant, but it's about whether I think Batman will be in this game. And the answer is yes. But I think it's going to be at the very end for about 5 minutes. For those of you that played that Star Wars Jedi Knight game, spoiler alert, at the very end of the game, Darth Vader shows up for about 2 minutes. And it's the most epic thing ever. And it's horrifying, right? I think that's what's going to happen in this game. I don't think Batman's dead. Batman is never dead. No matter what movie, no matter what comic, Batman is never dead. People just love him too much. People would be too triggered, too angry. I think he's alive, and I think he's going to show up in the last 2 minutes in an awe-dropping moment, and people are going to freak out. And I think that's the very end. But that's all I have for you guys. I want to hear what you think. Do you agree with me? Does it make you mad that this isn't part of the Arkhamverse? Do you feel like the studio made a big mistake? Or do you feel like they're making the right decision by creating their own universe for one game? And if you do, please give me the argument in the comments. I'd love to hear some other perspective because it's been boiling inside of me for a while. Thanks for watching this. Hopefully you were able to make it to the very end. Have a nice day, guys, and always, peace.